our opening remarks. A warm round of applause as she comes up, please. Thank you.
Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, my dear sister Claire from the RDB, Lord Marland, Excellencies, distinguished participants, Commonwealth friends and colleagues, and since I am in Africa, I hope you will allow me to say all protocols observed. It is wonderful to see so many of you here in Kigali, and I'm delighted to welcome you to CHOGM and the Commonwealth Business Forum. It's been a long time coming, but it really is worth the wait. Our Commonwealth is a growing family of 54 nations, and it's home to 1/3 of the world, more than 2.5 billion people, 60% of whom are under the age of 30. So we are a young, vibrant Commonwealth. And our mixture of advanced economies, developing economies, and small states is spread across the globe. We are bound by values enshrined in our charter, values of peace, democracy, human rights, the rule of law, solidarity, collaboration, and mutual respect. We benefit from practical similarities in language, common law, regulatory coherence, and large and dynamic diaspora communities. If you look around us, we are one. And for these reasons, when I took office as your Secretary General in 2016, I outlined my vision to put the wealth back into Commonwealth and to put the common back into wealth so that we all could share in a future filled with prosperity. And at the very heart of our mission, of all 54 countries, is trade, the lifeblood of economic activity and the arteries of the economic relationships between our Commonwealth member countries. And at the heart of our approach to trade is our shared advantage, the Commonwealth advantage. The Commonwealth advantage is built on the conjoining of values, practical similarities, and shared interests. It means that whilst the Commonwealth is not a formal trading bloc, trade costs between Commonwealth countries are 21% lower on average. Investment flows between Commonwealth countries are on average 27% higher than those between other country pairs, almost tripling since 2015. And the combined GDP of Commonwealth countries is now around $13 trillion US. And it is estimated to reach $19.5 trillion in 2027, just 5 years away. And the advantage reaches right across our Commonwealth. And I can assure you that our small states are part of the Commonwealth advantage, with Commonwealth countries accounting for more than 30% of small states' international trade on average. Yet, as we gather here in Rwanda, the outlook for global trade has become more challenging. There is potentially slower GDP growth or even recession in some economies. Persistent supply chain disruptions, rising inflation, interest rates, and debt. Soaring costs from freight to food and energy, and the wider economic repercussions of the war in Ukraine. I am, however, reassured by three key findings from our latest research on trade. First, intra-Commonwealth trade exports surpassed the threshold of 700 billion US dollars in 2019. Second, these exports rebounded in 2021 and are estimated at 768 billion US dollars, the highest ever recorded in value terms. So we have gone against the global trade, and our Commonwealth advantage stays strong. And third, we project that intra-Commonwealth exports will grow steadily over the next 5 years, surpassing $1 trillion US dollars by 2026. And we hope to put trade back on track following the unprecedented economic setbacks caused by COVID-19 pandemic and the spillover effects of the Ukraine conflict. Of course, an inclusive and sustainable recovery in trade requires a strong and effective rules-based multilateral trading system. And I really wish to commend the efforts of the World Trade Organization, its members, the Director General, and the Secretariat staff for delivering a successful outcome to last week's 12th Ministerial Conference. Because besides restoring confidence in the multilateral trading system, the Geneva package will help boost COVID-19 recovery and build resilience, whilst tackling current and future global challenges. And I'm really delighted that during MC12, the Director General of the WTO and I signed an MOU specifically to enable us to work more trenchantly together to promote trade and equity for all our members. This MOU joins those we have signed with UNCTAD, with ITC, with the UN, with the African Development Bank, and I'm so glad to see my dear brother Akin and Asina here. And I want to just remind you that the African Development Bank became #1 financial institution in the world today. So, I think he really deserves that clap. And we've also joined with the Caribbean Development Bank, the Islamic Development Bank, amongst others, thereby and therefore strengthening and enabling the multilateral fabric to grow stronger so that it will benefit us all and improve our cost effectiveness and our efficiency. And it's clear from both the WTO and the Secretariat research that digital trade is an increasingly important part of our future, and the WTO and the Commonwealth believe that the Commonwealth can be the fulcrum for global good practice, regulation, and statutory certainty in this area. And we are working with all our member states under the Commonwealth Connectivity Agenda. We have identified 5 pillars. The first, digital connectivity cluster. Then there's the physical connectivity cluster, the regulatory connectivity cluster, the supply side connectivity cluster, and the business to business connectivity cluster. Each of these pillars are led by our member states. And I am happy to inform you that substantial progress has been made to boost intra-Commonwealth trade and investment, and this pathway will lead us to our goal of $2 trillion US in intra-Commonwealth trade by 2030. There are many opportunities for us to work together to boost intra-Commonwealth trade. But what we know is that we have to have solidarity, determination, and courage. And our member states are showing all of those elements. We are going to improve connectivity, enhance cooperation, promote regulatory coherence and interoperability, improve trade logistics and trade facilitation, break down barriers, leverage digital technologies and e-commerce, empower women and young people as entrepreneurs. And can I just say, no one, absolutely no one, has more intelligent, courageous, inspirational, wonderfully innovative young people than we. And they are kicking it out of the park. So I think there's an opportunity for us to seize the long-term benefits of green trade and the energy transition. And we are already working together on these issues, on all of these issues, through our connectivity agenda. We've got our Blue Charter, our Sustainable Energy Transition Agenda, and if the leaders agree, we will have our Living Lands Charter too. So those 3 Rio Conventions won't just be a dream. Our members are going to turn them all into the new reality. And there are other initiatives and programs to help boost trade recovery in a more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable way. And we also support small states to access trade finance through the Commonwealth Small States trade finance facility. And I hope that this business forum, this long-awaited, glorious business forum in the land of 1,000 hills and 1,000 opportunities, will really give us the opportunity to come even closer together, to redouble our commitment to enhance the framework for intra-Commonwealth trade, and to put the target to reach $2 trillion in intra-Commonwealth trade by 2030 beyond doubt. We have the ability, we have the opportunity. All we have to do is choose. And I'm so glad everyone here is making that choice. So I look forward to all that you will achieve, all the innovation, all the energy. And I know many of you will be looking at Lord Marland and wondering, how on earth did he get that tan? We need to give him a bit of competition, those of us of African heritage. And I thank you.